What's bad, YouTube? And welcome to the house. When covering Yu-Gi-Oh! News, all news, sometimes I have the unfortunate distinction of being the bearer of bad news. So like the video if you enjoy me actually keeping you up to date with that, because Konami just does these little blips on the site. Is this on the main part of the site? Telling you, hey, guys, if you're going to Pasadena, maybe you want to check this out. No, word of mouth by the community is the route. I really wish Konami would use their communication a little bit better, rather than a little blip on Twitter or a update to the site here, because people have paid their hard-earned money, planned out, and maybe I see these posts actually, yo, I'm going to Pasadena, who has me for a booster case here? I want to rip it open for the Brave token engine. They are banking on playing it, and yeah, we now have a for sure answer on this set that it is delayed until January 28th everywhere. OTS store launch date January 26th. If there's a word to sum up 2021 with Yu-Gi-Oh, at least it's not, shortage, it's delay, and you're gonna be waiting for it. Patience, which our community does not have a lot of. It's a really sucky situation for both the vendors and the players, and of course Konami's not the happiest doing it anyways, but the cards are at least getting out there to a degree. So a lot of people were asking me how I feel about Grand Creators and should I be buying it, how should I approach, with a lot of hype sucked out of the room here, because this is not legal for YCS Pasadena. You still do have Vegas on the horizon, a proving ground for the set, but it's no longer, look what this did before the ban list, now it's after, oh, the playing field, it's leveled. Now you have the proving ground being here and a lot of questions being asked about it. I still think the engine is really good, by the way, but the no sooner than expires January 17th. If you have watched my ban list video already, you know a lot of my thoughts heading forward towards the list. I think it'll be a little slap on the wrist. There's so many actually options and tweaks Konami could do, and sometimes they do a major list heading into the road to WCQ season to sell a lot of their products that have been, sitting there, oh, let's do this or that for it, rather than really unbans a lot of the times too. So I do look at another product. It has a delay also before we talk more about Grand Creators. Speed Duel GX's Duel Academy box. If you remember the Battle City box, it's double MSRP, has a lot of really nice pass format, foil upgrades, a ton of awesome guaranteed cards, and Speed Duels now looks like instead of every year and a half, you get an update. I would like to see a better event than a little playmat side event for this. Maybe bring back the giant card, but this is why we don't have Rush Duels. Rush Duels video game is not getting a physical release, as I understand, which means also no promos, no physical Rush Duel cards, and this is kind of the culprit so far. I'm really unhappy with the delay here as well, but what can you do? At least we're still getting the product, so be aware if you are in on this product, you're looking at stonks, your money can get tied up even longer. So back to Grand Creators, and it having to have the proving ground. Let's talk about everything with this set. The Brave token is undeniably what a lot of people are looking forward to. The Exorcisters feel like an incomplete archetype that needs some kind of Durandal-like effect where they can trigger their effects, and they're not having that. Then the Punk archetype is kind of a worse synchro climb engine, but maybe it'll still find its way in something I haven't discovered and push itself into Rogue and the metagame. This is getting combined with Phantom Knights, with the other PKs. Prank Kids, both PK decks, are using it in the OCG, and a lot of people were planning to use it here and mix and mash it with other decks. Having an engine is much better than a specific deck like Drytron when we're talking about a set, so a lot of people will be after this, but the ratios are so terrible in these side sets. So let's actually break down potential collector rare stuff inside and what I think as a whole. The Inzector card is not going to be the main selling part of the set unless it completely breaks the deck in. Also, collector rare Insector stuff is wasted slots in my opinion. Even if it's like Hornet, it's not the greatest thing because people aren't going back to play 100 loop combo Insector stuff for past formats. Nobody wants to do that, although people do enjoy this deck memorably and favorably in their minds. People really don't play that format all that much, So I do think that people are looking forward to what the new support does and maybe playing it, but man. Then we have in the OCG Solemn Strike confirmed for their version of the set. If it is a collector rare, it's super welcome, and I do think we'll get that reprint, but the question is collector rare, right? Because it's still stuck under the thumb of the ultimate rare, most likely, but it could be like $180 people will want playsets of it collector rare, which is what this kind of set needs to sell. You need a good collector rare with these ratios, along with good singles, and we have the perfect storm for both of these, but the problem is multiple of these are stuck under their ultimate rare. Emergency teleport. If it's collector rared, what's it gonna be at? 80 people grabbing playsets, 60? Will it be, you know, over the unlimited version of the ulti? That's a good question, and some collector rares manage to do that from Toon Chaos, but not really from other sets as a whole. And again, this is speculation even that both of these will be in here. I'm not a financial advisor channel. I don't know your bankroll, how you can afford to sit on cases, if you can resist the itch to open cards. I know personally, I say I'm not going to open a pack, and sometimes I end up opening the packs. So I don't know about you guys, but I struggle with that as well. So look at other past deck building sets with collector rares. These are not to be compared to Toon Chaos, to, you know, Copium, King's Copium, but this is to be compared to these two sets. Genesis Impact had a meta-defining deck in Drytron, but it's specific in play, and then they missed opportunities. I have this highlighted right here. Cyber Emergency was in the set and not a collector rare. I thought that was for sure going to be one. And then Bottomless Trap Hole, again, missed potential. Instead, they went with a lot of Live Twins, which did do good later on. And I like Moon Maiden. The Nightmare, people are going to grab one of them, right? And overall, just did not perform even with a meta and a rogue contender deck. Then Ancient Guardians had nothing going for it, but the collector rares were actually nice. The collector rares can't hard carry, and here's why. It's the ratios. You get 4 collector rares per case, and there's 15 different collector rares in a set, meaning you have to open 4 whole cases. That's 48 booster boxes to see all the collector rares pulled plus 1 mathematically. And of course, you're going to pull doubles of some, not of others. There's still RNG involved, but just mathematically, that's 16 collector rares. Then also, the ratios are so bad, every single ultra rare is shorted to what basically the short print secret rares were in the old deck building sets in the all foil ones, where it's 3.6 per case of every ultra because you have 10 different ultras. You're pulling an average of 3 per box. That's 3.6 of each single ultra rare pulled. It's not good for vendors to open unless there's collector rares to chase after that are worth it. We have not had the combination outside of the Toon Chaos and King's Copium, a combination of playable cards and good collector rares worth busting open to a degree. In fact, King's Court, not really even worth busting it, but it is a bit of fun and people are going after it. I'm in King's Court myself. I make that very public, and people do rip that open, chasing after certain aspects. And they had Cypher, Obelisk, and Raw, and terrible. The ultra rare Pharaoh's rare was awful. The secret rares hard carried, which were misprints. That aside, here's the comparables. We're looking at a set that I said Ash Blossom needed to be collector rare to save it. We're looking at another set where they had everything going on for it, yet it still didn't make it because it didn't have the right collector rares. Konami needs to learn the mix and may not have the control of, yeah, collector rare the heck out of the Brave engine, avoid a lot of the Inzectors, and then those past format things, give us something that's not under just the thumb of an ultimate rare, so a surprise reprint that does something. Could all this come together? Yes, but the fact that it's still for sale, and these guys are sponsors, code What's Good 5 for 5% off, support the channel directly works over here. They still have it in stock, which says something about this set. It means people are staying away, and we know a lot of people did not order maximum of this. So it is available for purchase if you like the sound of the gamble and the odds. But people have really backed off, and if confirmations are good, that maybe this will fly off the shelf. But hype sucked out of the room, and ability to sell it out of the room to actually play at an event, those are 2 huge factors, and I really don't like the look of the set even the more now, but I do think if you're going for something, go after the singles, because not enough of this will be ripped open. It'll be pretty underordered, and that may actually be good long-term for it's sealed, but I think going after the singles of what you want, looking at history, look at Pankratops, it started at, what, 80 on the certain pre-sales, and now it's double that? Go for the singles you want with your meta brain to a degree, but also pick out, you know, the Brave engine. That's going to be what people are after. Think about the prices, which point to jump in, and how you feel about it. And of course, take into consideration your own accounts and abilities. Thanks for watching today's news drop, and also my thoughts on Grand Creators Updated. Nobody likes the situation. Of course, Konami's not happy to do this either, but they definitely can do a better job relaying this to the community. Come on, use the front page of your site more. This is news updates. It's not just events. Look, news. You used to do this more, Konami. Try to do it a little more, please. It would be very helpful for vendors and everybody to just point towards here instead of guys like me doing this video and using my regular upload for something else through the day. Thanks for watching.